Are you dreading the holidays? Do you wish they were over already? If you have lost a loved one, if you're experiencing a loss in your life, you're not alone. That is a feeling that many people feel when they are experiencing a significant loss in their lives. When we have lost a loved one, the holidays can feel heavy and overwhelming. And sometimes it's not only that type of loss. We may experience other losses. For example, loss of health, loss of a job, the disruption with traveling right now, because that is something that is happening, that people do not know if they're going to be able to be with their families for the holidays because so many flights have been canceled, are being canceled. And they are experiencing what we call anticipatory grief, meaning that they're already grieving that they will not be with their loved ones. So all these things are painful, and it is so important to validate them. However, in this episode, we are going to be focusing on the loss of a loved one. Hello, this is Ligia Houben, thanatologist and grief specialist, and this episode is so close to my heart, because the holidays can be very challenging. I understand that. I've been there, and I want to bring this message because I want to accompany you, and I also want to share ideas that can help you navigate grief during the holidays. And that's actually the name of a program I do. It's a seminar, and I also do it in groups, facilitating groups, in seminars. I recently did it at the center in South Miami. I have the Center for Transforming Lives, and this episode is based on that program because what I wanted to do was to make it available to other people because it is so real. I hear so much, Ligia, I hope that the holidays are over. Some people tell me, Ligia, I wish I could just close my eyes and open them on January 1st. Are you feeling that way? My heart is with you. My heart is with you because I understand you. All these are triggers. For example, when we see the decorations all over, they can spark memories of past holidays with our loved ones. When we hear the Christmas music, when we see the lights, all those things may remind us that our loved one is not with us. Those traditions that we used to have to carry on, we cannot do it anymore because now we feel the void. So what are we to do right now? And that's why I wanted to share this with you, because in our society, there is a huge pressure. It is a pressure. It is a pressure to celebrate, to be part of. And we say it's a holiday spirit, to be in that spirit, And what happens if we are not? What happens if we are not there? And the thing is that family members, friends, again, with their good intention, they want us to be strong. To be strong. Sometimes when they have celebrations, and because I hear this, the griever may say, I don't want to go. And the family member may say, but they're coming just to be with you. They're traveling from another state, sometimes from another country, just to be with you. So, and there is a loving pressure. It is a loving pressure because what we do not want is to isolate ourselves. That is something that I do not suggest, that you isolate yourself. It is important to pay attention to your needs, absolutely. However, it is a balance. No, it is a balance. However, if it's too painful, then you know better. What I want is to share ideas that can help you at least to have some moments that may be special, and that you can also honor your loved one, because that is the whole thing. They're going to be with us. Our loved ones are going to be with us in the holidays. And there are ways that we can keep that connection in a place of love instead of in a place of suffering. Now, what are these things that we do when we are dealing with the loss of a loved one? What are some strategies that people do? I will mention 4 to you to see which one is the one that you identify with. For example, number 1, people want to ignore the holidays completely because they are too painful. That's number 1. Number 2, they pretend to be cheerful, like if they're strong and they can do this. Number 2. Number 3, they go to the celebrations, they are with their family, with their friends. However, they feel sad, they feel like crying, they have those moments that, tears come down. I tend to be like that. That is my style. That's number 3. Number 4, creating ritual and honoring our loved one. Well, actually, I am a combination. I am a combination of number 3, because if I feel like tears coming down, I allow that to happen. And number 4 is creating a ritual, and I love to do that. I love to do that, creating a ritual to honor our loved one. So, which of these 4 are you? Maybe you're like me, that you have a combination of 2. So now what I want to do is to share with you some rituals that you can do now that we are navigating the holidays, no? Let's see the first one. I want to show you this. This is a chest. You can see this. This is a chest, and you can also have a box that you can even decorate it. You can take a plain box and you can decorate it beautifully, because this is going to be a ritual for Thanksgiving. This ritual is so powerful. I have shared it with many of my clients. I have done it with families, and I have done it myself. After I lost my mother and after I lost my sister Alicia, we did it as a family, and it touches our hearts. I'm going to explain to you how to do it. At a place that they're going to have the celebration, the gathering, so you place, the chest. You place the chest or a beautiful box, and I say beautiful box because if we're going to have a box, decorate it beautifully. That can be also by itself a ritual, just by putting together, a beautiful box. And you place it at the entrance of your house. And next to the box or the chest, you have blank cards and a pen. Okay, you have this, and you put it there, and you ask your family and your friends, people that come to the gathering, to write on each note, to write something that they feel thankful for having the loved one. Your loved one, having their loved ones in their lives. So you can and they can place it inside of the chest, and then every single person that comes in to write on the note something they feel grateful for your loved one, or also about their loved ones. Okay, so it's something that not only about your loved one, the person who died, but also about their loved ones. Okay, so they place it in the chest. Then you go and you have your dinner and all that. After dinner, what you can do is you bring the chest or the box to the living room, and there you start sharing what each note says. And that creates an amazing moment because it's all about being thankful about your loved ones. And so it is a moment based on love. That gives an amazing feeling. And I tell you that not only because I have experienced it, but families tell me, or clients after when they come, next time that they come to see me, they're like, "Ay, Ligia, that was such a beautiful ritual." Okay, so that is an idea for Thanksgiving because, of course, giving thanks. Now, another one that I want to share with you is the empty chair. The empty chair. And this has to do with leaving the chair that your loved one, where your loved one used to sit on the dining table, to leave it empty. And then that is symbolic because that shows that the person is not there. However, it's present at the same time. Because the thing is that when we want to ignore the person who died, our loved one, everybody's thinking about it, but they are mutual pretending. But when we name that, and they say empty chair, and we toast, on their name, and we say something thankful about them, that is beautiful. And that is something that you can do with your family. In my family, we like to do that when we are around the table. We like to give thanks. We say there, each person says what they're thankful for, and we remember our loved ones. That is precious and is very, very close to our hearts. Now, what about the idea of cooking a special dish? Maybe you have a recipe of a dish that your loved one used to cook, used to make, and now you can do it. That would be a way to keep them present, to honor them, and at the same time is to follow their legacy. So you create a legacy. You follow the tradition and you create a legacy, okay? On the other hand, maybe you want to create new traditions. And I remember this woman that she had lost her husband, and he was the one who was excellent cooking the turkey. He was the chef, the family. After he died, she said, "I couldn't do it." She said, "I couldn't do it." So what we did was we created a new tradition. So instead of having, the dinner at a house, what they did was they went to the beach and they created a tradition there. They still celebrated Thanksgiving, but in a totally different ambiance, okay? So that helped the family deal with that. So we can be creative. We can come up with ideas. The thing is that we want to know that we can do something about it, that we can remember our loved ones from a place of love, okay? That is what I want to remind you always. So what helps now that we are just in the season, the holiday season, because it seems not that it starts earlier each time, and so it's all over. So what can you do? The best is to plan ahead, not to go, it's Thanksgiving Day today, so how am I going to handle this? What am I going to do? Or for Christmas, or for Hanukkah, or even for New Year's, New Year's Eve. So all those celebrations, plan ahead because that helps. Plan ahead because that helps. Remember, always paying attention to your needs. If you feel that this time of the year is really, really hard and you cannot do it yourself, you can always go to support groups. I love that, to offer that, because when I do the seminar, I always give the opportunity also for people to share. So it's kind of like a hybrid, no? Seminar / support group, and people share, and people like that. So that would be an idea if you want that sense of you want to connect, you want to share. If it's too hard for you this season, look for professional help. Ask for professional help, because you don't have to do it alone. Okay? So remember that. Also, pay attention to your thoughts. Remember that our thoughts can take us either to a place of suffering. I cannot do this without you, and I understand you. I understand you. However, remember that you can stay in that place of suffering with your thoughts, or you can move to a place of honoring your loved one with love. Your thoughts play a huge role in that. Okay? Always remember. And with our hearts, we want to honor our loved ones. And always, and in the season as well, in the holiday season as well. I hope with my heart that of all the ideas I shared with you, the rituals, that you take one or two or maybe all of them, which will be beautiful, and that helps you navigate grief in the holiday season. My heart goes out to you. And if you feel that this helped you, I would greatly appreciate if you gave me a like, if it helped you a lot, to subscribe, to share it with someone. Maybe they are also experiencing grief during the holiday season, and you can help them as well. Remember that it has a ripple effect, okay? It has a domino effect. With my heart, I want to help you, and as you share it with others, you are helping them as well. Thank you from my heart for being here, from my heart to yours.